Welcome back to another part of this Automobile GP career mode. This is Season 4, Round 11, the Belgian Grand Prix with a sprint race format. This will be the first time to have a 5-lap sprint race on this track, and I am pretty sure that this circuit will bring unexpected excitement. But the biggest news for this weekend is that McLaren will welcome a brand new driver, replacing Oscar Piastri, who has been with the team for many seasons, and put the reserve driver Pato O'Ward in the regular driver's seat. You remember what happened between me and Oscar back in Season 3 China, Season 4 Bahrain and Austria? After colliding several times on the track, it was impossible for us to work together. So the team had to make a decision. And well, it looks like they thought I was more valuable to keep. Although we swapped drivers during the season, me and the team haven't given up the championship crowns this season. I am in 5th in the driver standings, and the team is in 3rd in the constructor standings. To be the champion in both, a good result this weekend will be necessary. And yes, we are on pole for the sprint. Russell will start from 2nd, and Hamilton will start from 3rd. And surprisingly, my new teammate who is in the debut race, Pato O'Ward, is in P5. Wow, I am pretty impressed. He's already shown his potential. I mean, he actually doesn't have a contract with this team for the next season, but maybe he will have contract depending on the result of this weekend. Now let's head towards the grid then, for the sprint race. This is a sprint, but even a single point will matter for the championship. Remember, we lost the championship to Verstappen by just 1 point last season. Right now, we are in 5th place in the driver standings, 24 points behind the leader Hamilton. And my team is in 3rd. Mercedes is only 2 points ahead, so we can be in 2nd place depending on this weekend result. As we go 3, 4, 5 red lights, and the sprint is underway. It was a decent get-go from the grid, but Russell is making a lightning start. He's already getting ahead of us as we go into turn 1. I wanted to move to the inside, but Leclerc made a late braking and forced his way through. We bagged wheels on the apex. Russell leads the pack, then comes Leclerc, me, and Verstappen and Hamilton is giving pressure on us. As we run up over Gen Radion, I'm defending the inside, running down the Camel Straight, and at the front, Leclerc is moving left to right, trying to find a gap to make a pass, but Russell audaciously defended the lead as they approach turn 5. The pack has already been divided. The leading 5 cars have been isolated from the rest, as you can see on the minimap, and I can't find the orange dot, so maybe Pato has lost several positions at the start.
Okay mate, let's keep your head down. We only have 5 laps, but let's not rush. We will have a chance to retake the lead.
Copy. However, Verstappen is right on my gearbox. He's nearly hitting my back, and the Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton is right behind Verstappen as well. Verstappen is trying to make a pass, but I'm running in the middle of the track, making Verstappen difficult to get alongside me on this tight and fast part of the track. As we approach the end of lap 1, we managed to stay ahead of the 2 world champions, and Russell successfully kept Leclerc behind him as well. On the end of next lap, I managed to push Verstappen and Hamilton out of my 1 second range, and we are now with Russell and Leclerc for the fight for the lead. These two have been going nose to tail since this race started. Surprisingly, the Ferrari is struggling to overtake the Mercedes, because I thought Leclerc would easily overtake Russell considering the R&D chart. Well, actually there's no such visible chart in this game, but since Ferrari is leading the constructor standings with a huge lead, and don't forget they are the 4 consecutive constructors champions, so there's no doubt that they are the strongest team on grid. Back to racing, I decided to be patient for a little more and wait for the perfect chance to come. As we approach Sector 3 on lap 3, I was waiting for this moment to come. We are close behind Leclerc on the exit of the chicane. Leclerc is still ahead, but I turned it sharply on the entry of turn 14. We went side by side for a blink of an eye, but I respectfully gave him room on the outside, and we got ahead of Leclerc and up to 2nd place. That was a pretty aggressive move, but I gave the favorite back from the opening lap. Pretty bold move back there from me. Now we only have 1 more position to gain to win this sprint race. Russell is right ahead of us. We will definitely have a chance to fight for the race lead, but that was a brilliant overtake from me. I knew I was faster in that section, from the entry of the chicane to the exit of the right-hander, so I was waiting for the moment when I could be close enough to try an up and under, and it worked brilliantly. I think Leclerc wasn't expecting that. I think that was a crucial move for the race.
Good job, Russell is 0.3 seconds ahead. You have 2 laps remaining.
As we exit the final corner, we are going into the final lap. Russell is 0.8 seconds ahead. However, he has having an advantage over me in sector 1. He was much faster on the straight after turn 1 and the camel straight. I'm using ERS, but I couldn't have DRS. I wanted to try and move into turn 5, 6 chicane, but it looks like I can't. But I used almost all of the remaining batteries, trying to be as close as possible into sectors 2 and 3 because they are where I have an advantage over him. And I succeeded. We're back in his 1 second range. He's right ahead. I turned off ERS to harvest energy for the last long straight because that will be the last chance or the last striking point. We're going tail to nose through corners, left to right, putting pressure on Russell. And now my battery is charged up to 30%. Will this be enough to cross the line ahead of the Mercedes? As we approach turn 12, we have gained massively on Russell on the entry. I'm switching line to the inside at turn 13. Russell went wide on the exit and I slipped through. What a move that was! We are back in the lead before the final straight. But Russell is still less than a second behind. Can we maintain this lead until the checker flag? But as I checked the mirror, I noticed that Russell was pretty far behind. He's only 0.7 behind, but the actual gap looks to be too big for him to challenge an overtake into the chicane. Looks like our victory is solidified. As we run through the final chicane and see the checker flag, we went down to 3rd place after the start, but we've shown a brilliant move and we came back first for the Belgium sprint. We've crossed the line on top for the first time since the round 7 Spanish Grand Prix. Although this was a sprint, these points are crucial for both me and the team. This was a terrific race. We can hope for a more exciting race in the Grand Prix, which we will be doing later in this video, so be sure to stick around. We won the sprint. Russell came back 2nd and Leclerc came 3rd. Verstappen finished 4th, followed by Hamilton, Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda, who started from P11 has finished P7. And Lawson rounded up the points. My new teammate O'Ward finished 9th. Unfortunately, this was a sprint, so he couldn't score points in his debut race. But I think, he's shown a decent performance. Hope he can score points in the Grand Prix. And speaking of Grand Prix, let's head towards the qualifying. Although we won the sprint race, which is, like a rehearsal of the actual Grand Prix race, but the rivals have successfully managed to improve their lap time. I made it to Q3 safely, but Pato was out in Q2. He missed out the stroll by a 10th of a second. He will start from P11 for the race. Back to my POV, I didn't change car setups from the sprint, and I was 0.04 of a second up from my lap time I set in the sprint shootout on my first lap of Q3. However, my rivals improved their car and they set a much faster time than before. I'm only in P7 for now, but I will go for another lap with a new set of hard compound tires. Can we improve our lap time and be on pole position again? I've set green in the first sector and I was feeling pretty good. But as we approached sector 3, Hamilton got in my way and I went wide on the exit of turn 14. The championship leader has interrupted my last flying lap. Hamilton got in my way! Unbelievable! This is how he keeps his lead in the points, huh?
Yeah, that was unfair. Your lap would have been a banger.
So the guy who interrupted my lap is on pole. Like Alonso said a few years ago,
this guy only knows how to drive starting first.
We will start from P7 on the grid. And now let's head towards the grid for the Grand Prix race. Spa-Francorchamps always brings excitement. Different types of corners, long straights, and a massive height difference. This track never fails to entertain the fans and the drivers. We had an extremely exciting race in the sprint. We have 15 laps for the race, exactly 3 times the number of laps. We can hope for more dream battles against our rivals. Can I come back to the front of the pack? And can my new teammate Pato score points in his debut race? We're about to find out as we go 3, 4, 5, red lights. It's lights out and away we go. It was an okay reaction from us. We're going wheel to wheel and stroll into turn 1. We're going in from the outside. We got bunched up to Lawson at the apex, and the hat slipped through the inside, and whoa, made contact on the exit. He backed out during the acceleration, and I touched the back of the hat of Esteban Ocon. We're going into Rouge and Radion. Alonso behind us is pretty far behind, so I don't know, but maybe something happened in the background. As we run down the Camel Straight, we're gaining on Ocon. We're making a move to the inside. We're going wheel to wheel. Ocon gives us a squeeze to the inside. I'm squeezing him back to the outside as we approach turn 5. I'm making a late braking to the inside of Lawson and Stroll. We're side by side through the chicane. We couldn't get the accident, but we got back ahead of the Red Bull. We're back in P7. That was a great challenge from the early stage of the race. We lost a few positions at the start, but I immediately bounced back to my starting position. 2 Ferraris lead the way. They're already ahead of the pack. 2 Mercs are fighting for P3. No team orders between the 2 of them. Then comes Verstappen, Stroll, me, and Lawson. And Pato O'Ward is running in P13. He lost 2 positions. Can he bounce back?
Okay, decent start, mate. Good job overtaking.
As we approach Sector 3, we are right behind Stroll. I'm using ERS. Can we overtake the Aston? He's pretty fast, but we're gaining little by little. We're right behind me now, switching lines at turn 17, approaching the final chicane from the outside. We got ahead of him completely, and whoa, we nearly ran into the back of Verstappen at the apex. But that was 1 position gain. Stroll was still trying to repass me into turn 1, but I've shown a defensive move, moving to the inside, and we stayed ahead for the moment. But Stroll was not done yet. He's putting pressure on us as we run towards the Rouge. He will have DRS, and Liam Lawson is coming up as well. It's gonna be a 3-way battle for P6. Can we keep this position? As we make it to Camel Straight, Stroll is desperate to make a pass. DRS wide open. I'm closing the inside. Stroll is coming up from the outside, but Lawson is having more momentum. He's tucked inside my slipstream. They're going side by side behind me. I'm doing a clever move, closing the inside but not completely. I'm opening the room on the inside but not enough for a car to make it through. Thanks to it, I managed to block Lawson and Stroll at the same time. It wasn't flashy, but it was an extremely crucial moment. We stayed in P6. Lawson tried to overtake Stroll from the inside, but Stroll managed to keep him behind. What a 3-way battle that was.
We might not make it to the end of this phase.
Yes!
Conserve more.
Great job.
We gained 1 position from the start. However, our race nearly ended on lap 3.
Air pace is good. The gap ahead is 1.3. Behind is 1.0.
Yeah, I'm losing time on straight. Oh my god.
Stroll and Lawson are gaining right behind. Use energy.
That was so close. But thanks to my Superman reflexes, I managed to continue racing and stay in P6. However, on lap 4, I again nearly lost the car at Radion. My car went out of control 2 laps in a row. But that was the greatest save ever. Rate these saves in the comments. On the end of lap 4, we caught up to the cars ahead. Verstappen is the first car in front of us. We are nose to tail running down the home straight. I wasn't thinking to make a move, but me and Max made contact into turn 1. Max went deep under braking. I switched lines on the apex. We banged wheels, but I forced my way through. I put my elbow out on the exit. We are up to P5. But Max was complaining about my aggressive move.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
On lap 7, we got closer to the 2 Mercs. Russell is the leading car in P3. Norris is only 0.2 seconds behind him. They've been battling for the last spot on the podium for the entire race. I wonder if there's a team order between them or not, but Norris looks a bit desperate to get ahead of his teammate. Russell is doing an absolutely perfect job to keep Norris behind. But from my side, I want to get ahead of them ASAP to catch up to Ferraris. As we go through turn 9, Norris went deep a bit on the exit. I didn't miss the chance. Switch to the inside. We're going wheel to wheel. My nose is ahead of him, but he is coming up from the outside, still going wheel to wheel. I put my elbow out, shutting the door closed on the outside, but Norris went way off the white line and rejoined the track ahead of me. Wasn't that track limits? Hey FIA, what were you looking at? All of his tires were off the racetrack. That was clearly not allowed. But let's stay calm for now, because our fight is not over yet. I'm still right behind him as we go through turn 14. We're going wheel to wheel again. Norris stays ahead for the moment, but I'm using ERS in overtake mode. I'm making a move to the inside into turn 16 and 17. We got ahead. we got ahead of Norris before the breaking point of the final chicane. That was a brilliant battle against the Brit. We forced our way through and up to P4.
Woo! Let's go! Fair and square.
Yeah, good job. Let's get Russell too.
On the next lap, we are right behind Russell as we approach turn 12. He went deep a bit on the first corner of the chicane. I switched line on the exit and Russell gave us a squeeze to the outside into turn 14. He stays ahead for the moment, but I'm right on his rear wing. I'm using ERS on the back straight. Mercedes is having great straight line speed today, but we are still close behind. We're gaining and gaining. We're going wheel to wheel, approaching the final chicane from the outside. My Nova's ahead at the braking point, but Russell's making late braking from the inside. Oh, we're making contact! I lost balance on the entry. I had to go wide to avoid spinning. Russell is still on the track. I tried to squeeze him off track, but he was too fast on the exit. And now Norris is coming up. He's having much more momentum. Side by side we run down the main straight. He's giving me a squeeze to the outside. Norris forces his way through. He gets back ahead. Two Mercedes are back ahead of the McLaren. Brilliant teamwork from Mercedes.
Russell pushed me on the entry of the final corner. That was not fair.
Head down, that will probably not be a penalty. But you have pace, let's keep looking forward.
I didn't know Formula 1 was a demolition derby. Crazy. If that's not a penalty, then nothing will be.
We understand, gap to Norris 0.5.
I was furious about the Mercs, but I immediately caught up. Norris squeezed us to the outside, but I switched to the inside and got back ahead of Norris.
Send this move to the Mercedes. This is how to make an overtake. Fair and square.
Good job. Recharge battery.
We're on lap 11 and I'm still putting pressure on Russell. However, it's not easy to overtake the fast Mercedes on this track, and I'm starting to feel less grip on my tires.
I'm starting to lose grip.
Copy that, you're still having a good pace.
Why don't we change strategy?
We're checking. Okay, Ken, box overtake.
Copy box.
So we're going into the pit this lap and changing to soft tires. My plan was to box on lap 12 or 13, but since Russell is extending his stint, we decided to box early and try to attempt an undercut. Depending on the outlap, we might have a chance to get ahead of one of the Ferraris as well. As we approach the pit exit, the Audi of Gabriel Bortoleto is getting close to me. He gets ahead of me as we rejoin the track, but because the DRS detection point is at the entry of Eau Rouge, we will have DRS. As we run up the hill, we are gaining and gaining. We didn't lose any time. In fact, we gained speed on the Camel Straight. We made an easy pass on the Audi. Thanks for the help, Bortoleto. As we approach the end of lap 13, Leclerc has gone to the pit. He was the second Ferrari before he pitted. Can we get ahead of him when he rejoins? There goes Leclerc exiting the pit. He rejoined ahead of us, but he is on the hard tire?
Okay, KM, Leclerc 2.5 ahead. He's on fresh for the compound tire. 2 laps remaining. You can catch him, mate.
Copy, I'll do my best.
There's Leclerc, he's already in my sight. We're gaining massively on the Ferrari. We've set purple in the first sector. Maybe his tires are still cold. He's struggling with grip. We're now less than a second behind Leclerc. This will be the battle for second place.
Wait, what are these tires?
Sorry, it's a mistake.
For sake.
And switch position, Red.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. All the time.
As we go into turn 14, we're turning tight using the advantage of the soft tire. Looking to the inside into turn 15, we're going wheel to wheel. I'm using ERS in overtake mode. Leclerc is still trying to hang around from the outside, but we made it through. We got ahead of Leclerc just before the final lap. 2 Ferraris were leading, dominating this race from the opening lap. Everyone thought it would be another 1-2 for the Scuderias, but we have KM in the McLaren. And as Russell goes into the pit, we are now up to second place. But Leclerc is still close behind. Can we keep him behind for another lap?
Final lap, Leclerc 0.2 behind. Defend this position.
I can see him leave me.
Leclerc is giving me pressure as we go up Eau Rouge and Radion. He will have DRS on the Camel Straight. This will be the biggest opportunity for Leclerc. I'm closing the inside, leaving absolute no room on the inside. But Leclerc is gaining, having DRS. He is coming up from the outside into the braking zone. We're going wheel to wheel. I'm having the inside into the first corner, but as the outside becomes the inside, Leclerc gets through. He hung around the outside, and then his side became the inside. What a move! Leclerc is back in second place on the final lap. But I'm still not done yet. I turned off ERS to recharge battery for the last long straight.
Head down, recharge battery.
分かってるから黙ってて。
As we approach Sector 3, Leclerc went deep into turn 12. I'm switching lines twice on the exit of 15. I'm having nearly 20% of battery left. Here we go, exiting turn 14. This long straight will be the last chance for me to get back ahead of the Ferrari. I'm deploying ERS in overtake mode. I dipped a tire to the grass to get alongside him, but I ran out of ERS so fast. Leclerc is still ahead, but I tucked into his slipstream. As we approach the final chicane, Leclerc is closing the inside and making a move from the outside, but Leclerc squeezed me. I had to back out, but I switched to the inside and making a late braking while we made contact, and I forced Leclerc wide. He was the one who backed out this time. As we exit the final corner, we made it. We got back in second place. Maybe Leclerc's not happy with the last move, but I crossed the line ahead of one of the Ferraris, and we finished in second place.
P2, what a race, what a move, great job.
Woohoo! Let's go, guys!
That was great hard racing, great job.
What a battle this has been, and on that occasion, Leclerc powerless to defend his lead.
What the hell is that?
The stewards are now looking at that incident, but it might not be over yet.
So Hamilton won the race, and he extended his lead in the driver's standings. We came back second with a brilliant comeback from P7 on the grid. And Leclerc just missed out in second place, he came third. Russell, who stayed out until the last lap, came fourth, followed by Norris, Stroll, and Verstappen. Lawson came 8th, Alonso in 9th, and Ocon rounded up the top 10. It was a difficult weekend for my new teammate Pato O'Ward, who finished in 13th. But this was his first race in Formula 1, so it can't be helped. I'm looking forward to his future. Hamilton is leading the standings with a decent margin. Leclerc is still in second place. We got ahead of Verstappen and Norris. We're up in third, 27 points behind Hamilton. Ferrari is dominating this season, having a nearly 100-point gap to the second place Mercedes. We are in third, only 5 points off from the Mercedes. We'll do our best to get in the lead in both standings. So guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll miss the next round of the season. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.